What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Aftersound here, bringing you Splinterlands content every single day. We also stream right here in this channel every Tuesday, Thursday, and Sunday morning, so come by and say hello. All right, guys, well, Guild Power is here, not here, it is right around the corner, I should say, and just in time for the Great Burning event, which is now getting us all some Guild Power for burning DEC. So this is going live in just a couple of weeks here on June 13th during the regular scheduled maintenance window, and I am recording this roughly 2 weeks ahead of that. So there will be 2 weeks between now and then. You have plenty of time to burn some DEC ahead of that for the Great Burning, get the benefits of Guild Power, and then be able to apply it just in a couple of weeks here within the time period, I should say, of the Great Burning, which is awesome. So I'm just going to rip through this. I'm not going to read the whole thing to you. There's some cool lore stuff here that the team added in, which is awesome. But we've talked about this at length previously, so I'm just going to touch on the main points for folks who may not be familiar with what Guild Power is. So let's go ahead and dive in. Basically, it's going to be three main things. You're going to, instead of contributing DEC to guild buildings, you will be contributing Guild Power. And the way that you get Guild Power is by burning DEC. So that'll be the main change that's coming in. But they also have 7-day new guild member probationary periods. So they want to discourage guild hopping. And then there will also be the option to purchase Bloodstones and Power Stones using DECB. So we're trying to use up all of that DECB. They are giving you more opportunities to use it here. And yeah, those are the main three things. So what are the main focuses for this new DEC or DECB focus through Guild Power? Well, the big thing is you can level down your buildings potentially. So what ends up happening is that you get this Guild Power. It is essentially tied to your account. And when you apply it to a building, you have two choices. You can set it for the guild, or you can donate it to the guild, meaning that you wouldn't be able to get any of it back. And what do I mean by get it back? Well, here's the cool thing, and this is why I think we're hopefully moving more towards a Web3 kind of structure for guilds, where individual players now will have a little bit more ownership, or they'll be able to keep the value that they put into guilds, which they were not able to do before. So if you donate, let's say 100 DEC to your guild, the cool thing, or to one of the buildings, the cool thing is, let's say you get kicked out. Let's say you leave, you get a better offer to go somewhere else. You can take that Guild Power with you by whenever you leave the guild, you will get 90% of it back. So let's say you put in 100 DEC, you would get 100 DEC, turn that into 100 Guild Power. You would get 90 Guild Power back and able to use in any future guild that you go to. The remaining 10% would stay there in the building and not be able to be moved. So this is the only way that you can get back Guild Power. You can't just recall it back and swap it around with buildings. You would actually have to leave the guild and then lose out on that 10%. But to keep 90% of the value, I think is huge, because it's 90% more than what we had before. So the big thing is, now buildings can potentially be leveled down, because if somebody contributes a bunch to get a building up from level 5 to level 6, and all of a sudden they leave or they're kicked out, all or 90% of their Guild Power would go with them, and that would be removed from that building, and therefore that building would be leveled down. Now, it's not that big of a deal. The good thing to know is that crowns, it's not like you undo any of the crowns. All the crowns will remain there. So it's just a matter of getting the DEC and then the Guild Power back up to where you need it to be. But this is something that I think some of the guilds are going to have to face now that many, one of the things that I think about is many of the top players may choose to go around, maybe not even just top players, but players in general may choose to start guild shopping a little bit more, because they can get a lot of their value back if they're not happy with the performance, with the management, or whatever it is with their guild, right? Or let's say they get kicked out, there's a conflict and they get booted. So they get to keep that, and they'll be able to move around, and I'm curious to see what that does to a lot of guilds in the short term. As I said earlier, you have the option to donate it to the guild. So let's say you're going to put 100 in, you can click this donate to guild button, and then it's all gone. So you wouldn't get 90% of it back if you were to leave. So I don't know if guilds are going to implement some kind of like, hey, you should donate X amount every month or something like that as a way to pay dues. But again, it's gonna be a guild by guild decision. So it really just depends on where you go. And if you don't like it, you can just go somewhere else, ideally, right? So let's scroll down here. Treatment of existing buildings at the time of the release. All existing guild buildings will switch from requiring that. And here's the other big thing. So all existing buildings will remain at their current level, and everything that has been donated so far is going to be considered permanently donated. When you burn the DEC initially in the old system, or the current system that we're in before this new one arrives, we all had the understanding that this is how it works, right? You donate it and you don't get it back no matter what. So this whole guild power thing is only for DEC burned for guild power moving forward. Everything else is going to be considered permanent, which sucks, but at the same time, I get it. I don't know how much back end work that would require for the team, but it also could upend some crazy things with guilds. So at the end of the day, we're here, we're moving forward, we're looking forward and moving forward. Okay, so the 7-day new guild member probationary period. This is something that I know is a little bit of a hot topic for folks, but I think it's a good change, honestly. Again, I'm in a guild. I've been in the guild for a long time now. Maybe, I don't know if it's been a year, but it's been quite a bit. And I have not done any kind of guild hopping around, but there are alliances, unofficial alliances of guilds that have members go from guild to guild in order to help out with frays whenever the brawl periods come around. And I get it. I understand it's going to be tough, but I think from what the team was seeing, there was also a lot of abuse with this, where you would cycle out members to come in and take advantage of leveled up stores, for example, like the Bloodstones and Power Stones. So being able to get those from even if you were not in the guild on a permanent basis. So I think they're trying to cut down on that. I think it makes sense. It technically, I would assume, is an exploit. So I don't mind there being a little bit of a cooldown period, and 7 days seems appropriate. So the main things you need to know is you cannot make any contributions until 7 days after joining the guild, and you cannot receive any benefits from the Focus Lodge or Guild Store until 7 days. So what that means is the rank battle bonuses from the Focus Lodge will not apply. You won't get any shop discounts. You can't buy items from the Guild Store. It is possible to earn merits and SPS, so you can participate in the brawls, but the merit bonus from Guild Store does not apply, and then the merit bonus from the Guild Store doesn't apply to your daily focus and season reward chests. Now, they are planning to add new guild buildings in the future, the benefits of which may also be withheld from guild members during the probationary period, but there will be a countdown timer shown on the guild page so you know exactly how much time you have in probation. And then, but wait, there's more. Now you can use DECB, which hopefully we should be getting to the end of here. I believe we've burned almost 1.7 billion of it, so there's maybe only like 300 to 400 million. There's definitely less than 400 million, so maybe we're at around 300 million DECB remaining. And here's an additional utility, something that was probably overdue, but if you wanted to use it for something, you can now burn it for blood and power stones. So that is the main thing. They have a really great FAQ here. I don't think there's anything that I need to cover immediately. Do I need to contribute all my guild points to guild buildings immediately? No, you do not. It's just you'll hold a balance for it, and you can choose, as you can see here in the top eye candy. Where was it? This person has like 942,000 guild points, for example. So they can hold on to it just like that and then apply it to buildings as they like. But once they do apply it to buildings, they will not be able to get it back unless they leave or are kicked out. And then, of course, they would only receive 90% of that value. I don't think that there were any other Q&A questions or FAQ questions that we needed to go over. But if you have any questions, go check out the Hive blog or PeakD post, and you can get more information there. Or post the question in the comment section below, and I'll be happy to answer it if I can. But that is all I have. Have an amazing rest of your day. Let me know your thoughts about this in the comment section, and I'll catch you all in the next video. Take care.